Like the other man, once I show him a copy of his online chat, it's time to go.
Something on my way. I'm sorry about all this.
Well, before you go, there's one thing you need to know. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults.
Get on your knees. Get on your knees.
This scarily emotionless predator shows up to Chris Hansen's investigation on his bicycle as he only lived a block away. This guy really creeped me out. I don't want to have the intro be too long, so make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed these TCAP videos. But without any further ado, let's get right on into this one, and make sure you watch until the end because this one is full of weird moments. Anyways, let's get into it.
I think that was our walker. Definitely, that was our walker. There he is.
As in our previous investigation, some of the men who arrive aren't coming to meet girls.
So that's right, this creep is one of the ones that's over here to meet a boy, and I don't know what it is with TCAP and Chris Hansen and the whole department that's in charge of hiring the extras or the people that do the work. I shouldn't say extras, the actors that are, being these decoys. When they choose a boy, they usually are the worst actors of all time. I mean, the girls aren't any better, but these guys usually miss the mark by quite a bit, so I'm ready to see this. Anyways, this guy's showing up on his freaking bike because he was that close to the investigation house. I have no idea how long this investigation's been going on, but it's kind of insane he hasn't even tried to scope out the area, because I'm sure he'd just see police presence everywhere around here for at least the past weekend or however long they do these investigations.
We've prepared for that. This decoy is a 21-year-old actor pretending to be a 13-year-old boy.
Hey, come on in.
All right, off bat. Just from that first line from the decoy, I already know this is fake. Again, none of us would ever be in this position, so I don't know why I always imagine what I'd do if I was in these guys' shoes. Would never be here in the first place. But hearing this vocal delivery of, hey, come on in, it just sounds so freaking comical and made up, like a drama kid trying to play the role of a high schooler. I always say this, it reminds me of 90s and early 2000s high school movies where all these people are supposed to be like juniors or seniors in high school. Meanwhile, they're played by 30-year-old freaking weirdos. I don't know why people go so hard when they try to portray teenagers like they're just normal people. You don't have to talk in some weird way just to portray the fact that you're younger.
Hey, come on in.
How you doing, Dad?
Tommy,
Hi,
nice to meet you.
That's my deal.
What's going on?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Nothing much. Listen, I made us some drinks.
And conveniently, I mean, the amazing lines just continue, but conveniently they got this jug of orange juice or tea or whatever it might be over here. And just the way this decoy approaches it looks like somebody who, again, has been in drama and learned how to walk across the stage and hit their marks. Everything just feels so rehearsed here. Why would you back up in this way and be like, hey, I made us some drinks at this conveniently located area that is well lit inside this house. Let's hope there's no cameras filming us, although if there were, I'm sure they'd get some great shots because the lighting in here is incredible. And I made sure to have this space for us to have this conversation before we get into the fun stuff. I'm totally not faking the fact that I am 7 years older than I actually said I was on the internet.
So why don't you pour me some?
Wow.
Meet 49-year-old Rob Culbertson, a computer web designer with the screen name WebDev2.
So this dude's a web designer. Granted, this was the early 2000s, so I'm not sure how much that job market was really booming back then, but this guy was on track at least to make freaking millions of dollars, and he's throwing this all away in order to have some fun on the internet with somebody who he thinks is less than half his age, or around half his age. I don't know, honestly. This dude seems like he could be late 40s, whatever it might be. Either way, it just really bugs me when these guys have insane careers, and it shows how sick they are in the mind that they are willing to throw it all away because of this insane fixation they have on people of this age.
He lives close by and rode his bike to our undercover house.
So what you up to?
Oh, nothing. I was thinking of actually getting in the hot tub.
Dude, I am literally dying at this decoy's vocal delivery of these lines, man. My mom used to watch Days of Our Lives growing up. I would always just see it on in the living room and bask at how terrible the acting was and think, wow, how do people get paid to act this poorly? But apparently it's happening across the board on pretty much every TV show. I know obviously you don't have the highest caliber of acting in this show, but still, you gotta do something better than this. Hey, I'm thinking of getting in the hot tub. Would you like to join me? Everything is just so robotic. I know I shouldn't be going in on the decoys as much as I do in this show, but it is freaking preposterous how bad they are at delivering these lines.
You think you might want to join me?
That sounds cool.
Yeah? I'm a little nervous, so, do you want to go first? Take your off?
And rightfully so, this dude seems very nervous and off-putting in this scenario. I mean, again, when you walk into this house already it's sketchy enough, the way the house is laid out, you should be on edge because you are trying to do something that can land you in a lot of jail time if you get caught. And now that mixed with the pushiness of this decoy and the bad acting, you just gotta know that you are in a bad situation, and I'm pretty sure this guy is starting to realize that. Every single frame that we continue to watch, you can see his demeanor changes slightly, and he seems like he's getting more and more sketched out by the idea idea of him being here right now. I bet he wished he never stepped foot on those pedals. And I'm not talking about a gas pedal, because this guy doesn't own a car. He's literally just riding his bike around trying to meet up with people that he talks to in these chat rooms.
Culbertson seems to have second thoughts.
Actually, I think I should be probably going.
Why?
But I'm not really comfortable with this.
Why not?
Because your age.
And for once, honestly, I'm kind of surprised this is the first time I've noticed this. This seems like somebody who was thinking of changing their mind. Granted, it's far too late. By the time you already engaged in this conversation on the internet and showed up to this house in the dead of night while the parents were supposed to be gone, that's enough to land you in the slammer. But still, it seems that he's having some remorse. Again, it probably is because of the sketchiness of this person's acting that is supposed to be a 15-year-old or something. Clearly, it's just some kid who is in community college in the drama department and is trying to get some roles. Probably got paid a couple $100 from MSNBC. Boom, there we go. But yeah, it seems like the bad acting of the decoy is once again derailing this investigation, and this guy's looking to dip. So I'm guessing this is the time Chris Hansen pops out.
How was the walk over?
The walk was okay.
Good, have a seat.
Okay.
What's your plan tonight?
Just out cruising around.
just out cruising around on my bike. I had noticed this door was unlocked. I don't know why I went up and tested it, because the door was closed, but yeah, this kid greeted me and then he's like trying to invite me into the hot tub. I don't really know what's going on. I'm just trying to get my exercise in, and I like checking on the houses around the neighborhood to make sure the front doors are locked. You know what I'm saying? God, I'd be good on this show, dude. I could think of the best, most realistic explanations. Obviously, everyone would buy that, right? Because that's something people do. No? Okay, never mind. But man, I don't know. The awkwardness of this dude just being so serious here. I know that's probably his personality, and also a response to him being in this environment where he is now immediately threatened with his whole life changing. But it really makes me feel very uneasy as he's just staring at Chris here. I would be worried that he's gonna reach across the table and try to like grab Chris or something, dude. Because again, these dudes have nothing to lose when they're caught in the corner like this. You don't know how they're gonna react. And when they're silent like this, it's really terrifying.
How old are you?
35, 40.
35, 40? You don't know the exact age?
No, I'm 40.
You're 40.
We already know that's a lie.
And I'm glad Chris called him out on the vague age thing. Yeah, what do you mean 35 to 40? This isn't a YouTube demographics, breakdown, dude. Just say your actual age. Obviously, he's 40. He could be lying about that, too, because this guy seems like he could be nearing 50. But maybe that's just what being a web developer does to you, all right? It seems like it'd be a pretty stressful job.
And how old was the boy you wanted to meet tonight?
18.
How old did he say he was on the chat?
18.
18.
Yes.
And he's pulling the classic move of, even though Chris clearly having papers of their conversation being in front of him, he is running with this idea that the person is 18 and said multiple times that they were 18. Also, apparently, he's lying about his age as well. And it's just hilarious these dudes have the balls to lie about this right when there's an entire packet of their conversation in front of them. And I'm sure they can see that's what he's holding, or they can at least put 2 and 2 together and realize, hey, that's probably my chat logs. But no, they just say, I'm gonna lie to this dude's face and expect it to work.
And I can give you the chat, and I want you to tell me where it says that he's 18.
I just went by what his profile said.
Profile said he was 13.
Oh, okay. See, I'm a web developer. That was probably on my end showing 18 and on hers showing 13. Sometimes numbers can get messed up when the code's being transmitted over the interwebs. I'm just imagining this dude poorly trying to struggle his way through explaining how this could possibly happen. No, dude, you know this person said they were 13 multiple times, yet you still continued the conversation. You can say you thought they were 18 all you want, but the evidence is clear, and I'm sure the courts will side with Chris Hansen here on this one.
Damn, you're cute. He says, but let's go a little slower, dude.
Like the other man, once I show him a copy of his online chat, Culbertson decides it's time to go.
And Chris immediately reads a portion of the chat log that just completely negates anything this dude just said. And he can sit here stone-faced as if he just got lobotomized all he wants, but it's not going to get him out of the situation any easier, all right? He's done for.
Something got my way. I'm sorry about all this.
Well, before you go, there's one thing you need to know. And that's, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults.
Wow, and this dude just freaking storms off as soon as the chat logs come out. I mean, I guess that's what people do when you expose them for being liars and you give them cold hard facts to prove what they're saying is wrong. They usually turn the other way and try to leave the situation, which is exactly what this dude is doing. I also love that it seems Chris is just continuing the spiel of him being Chris Hansen. You got to give that reveal even if the guy's walking away, but the dude is like almost out the house at this point and he's still rattling off the whole introduction thing.
Stop your bike. Please stop your bike. Get on your knees. Get on your knees.
There you go.
Hands behind your head.
But yeah, pretty much this dude hops on the Walmart bike once again, hoping to just leave. The cameras come out. He knows what's going on. But thankfully, the police are there to stop him and get him off his bike. Who knows, if this led to a chase, that could have been very entertaining, you know, to see an overweight cop trying to run on his feet to meet up with this guy on the bike, who I'm assuming also is not very physically fit. It would have just been amazing TV, but you know what? They wanted to cut us short. They probably weren't thinking about how beautifully cinematic that chase would have been. So yeah, this dude got arrested. Of course, he pled not guilty, but I'm sure the courts did not agree with that. Quite insane, though. I've never seen somebody show up on a bicycle before in one of these cases. Kind of a shorter one, but you know what? We're just getting into the portion of TCAP where it's some really obscure episodes, and we're just gonna have to deal with that, all right? Anyways, thank you so much for watching till the very end of this video. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to drop a like and check out the Patreon, where you can get bonus reaction content featuring Facecam. Shout out to all my patrons over there. I appreciate you guys so much. And until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.